We are very close to the Outriders launch. I cannot wait to play the full game, but you can already do some things right now to prepare for the release. So in this video I want to go over those things and also tell you a lot of important info that will be handy to know before you boot up the final game. If you like that, then a like on the video would of course really help me out. And let's go. Let's start with the preload and release timings Square Enix just shared, so you can like immediately jump in when it comes out. Xbox can actually already start preloading the game today, but I don't think it's possible when you're using Game Pass. Like, you can find the game in the Game Pass app already and make sure it installs on day one, but I don't think that preloading is possible, although correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. On PlayStation, you can preload 48 hours before launch, and the game unlocks on console at midnight in your region, or 9 PM Pacific time in the US, because then it's of course midnight in the East Coast. On the PC we have less preload info. Steam will be shared at a later date, and there's no preload on Epic Game Store, but there is however a global launch time, 9 AM Pacific time on April 1st. You see it here on the map, but Square Enix also made a countdown timer, which we'll link to in the video description, so you can see how long you have till the game launches for you. And the preload already includes the day 1 patch, by the way, so we will not have to download something else. I will go over what the day 1 patch includes in a moment, but first, let's talk about the demo, because that's of course one of the obvious things you can already do right now to prepare for launch. One key thing is of course to find the class you want to play when the game is out. You don't want to find out halfway through that you prefer another character, so you have to restart from the beginning. Or maybe you want to play all of them and switch between them. Then it's of course smart to already get all the characters up to level 7, the max for the demo. You can also max out your world tier already. Having this on level 5, which is not that hard to get to, will be very nice, so you can immediately increase it on April 1st. And have more chance to get legendaries while playing. And maybe you already found some legendaries during the demo. There are of course some farm tactics, like farming side missions over and over again. They actually made it so that you can get a legendary from the side mission reward, which you of course get at the end. This was not the case when the demo came out. And all the side missions in the full game should be replayable too, so maybe that will be one of the best legendary farms in the main game. Chests do not drop legendaries anymore though. They changed that during the demo. Only the chest at the main boss from the demo still does though. And to farm main bosses, also handy to know for when the full game is out, you want to, after killing them, return to the main menu and then select a new story point. So I basically go back in the story, and in this case we want to select the confront the altered at the tower to drop off right before the boss. They can kill him again and get the chest at the end. Captains can also drop legendary loot, so farming them is of course also a possibility. But yeah, the drop chance in the demo, as you likely know, is very, very low. So I would not endlessly farm myself, because that time is better spent when you are able to play on the higher world tiers. But no denying that legendaries in the demo will come in handy for the full game. For one, we will be able to rank up these low level legendaries at the crafting station. But yeah, it will likely cost a lot to get that to the max level, right? Overall, I think it's smart to hold on to your legendaries until the final game comes out, so we have a better understanding of how the economy and crafting works, and high chance that we will then figure out that dismantling is the smartest option. We actually got footage of this from iLab The Flash. Channel link in the video description, check it out if you want. He was able to get all the legendaries in the demo and even duplicates, and it's very interesting to see what happens when you dismantle them, because you both get the rank 3 perk, which is on every legendary, and also the second perk on the weapon. They will both be added to your perk list. Meaning that when the full game releases, you will be able to put these perks from these legendary weapons on any other weapon and get some really crazy combos. In a previous Outriders broadcast, the developers for example showed the Absolute Zero assault rifle you can find in the main game with a tier 3 perk where shots inflict freeze on enemies. Again, first perk on the legendary is always tier 3. While thanks to the crafting, you can change the second perk perk, for example, on this weapon and apply the effect from the Thunderbird legendary, which brings lightning down on an enemy. So putting that on the absolute 0 gives you both the freezing and the thunder effect. So the possibilities are going to be really insane. But it's also smart to already dismantle all the other items you found to build up your perk library, which you can then use when the full game launches. There are around the 350 mods in the full game, so already building up that library now makes a ton of sense. And you can, by the way, see if you already have the mod in your library thanks to the small icon next to the mod. If the whole mod is, by the way, red, it means that you already have another item with that mod equipped and these perks won't stack. But yeah, there's a cap in resources you can get in the demo per character. We are almost there with this character. It's 25,000 scraps, so we still got some room for that. But in the footage from the developers, we see that they're mostly using iron during the crafting, so that is likely going to be a valuable resource. So dismantling the gear now here will not give us any new iron. The point is that it might be smart to hold on to some items if you already got the mod and dismantle them when the full game releases. And I'm of course talking about blue items here because they will give you more materials. What you can also do is share items with other characters. Gear has class specific mods, but weapons, for example, have mods you can use on other characters too. As you might have seen, the stash is not available in the demo, but at launch you can put stuff here that then other characters will be able to use as well. So they will also be able to grab a weapon, dismantle it, and add the mods to their library instead. So yeah, you can already do a ton in the demo to be well prepared for when the game launches. And overall, I'm really impressed by the support from the developer People Can Fly on the demo, and actually also the things that they are changing. So we already went over the farming info. Crossplay in the full game will be on by default, while it was in beta in the demo and had to be turned on. They note that they added a quick mark function to our inventory for mass marking all items. Yes, please. The cover system has been improved. Curious how that will play right now. The voting system for during party play has been improved. And I will, by the way, leave a link to the full pre-launch article in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. For day one fixes, they note obviously bug fixes, but mostly for the latter part of the game. And I'm not sure if you are aware, but the end game sounds pretty beefy. We will get 14 expeditions with challenge tiers, and the faster you complete them, the more loot you get. So it should be a fun end game grind. Either way, going back to the day one update, because pacing and stuttering should also be improved, just like some cutscene improvements. A lot of people did not like the camera shake, so they are reducing that. And they also upped the frame rate for the cutscenes. It will be up to 120 FPS on PC, 60 FPS on next-gen consoles, and they remain 30 on PS4 and Xbox One. And if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox One, they will be happy to know that the team is working on load time improvements. Like, these did not make the day one update, but they are working on those. Also, future updates for controller adjustments, for the dead zone, for example. There should be more performance improvements for co-op games, cross-play friend list invites with a Square Enix account, and they will share way more things that they are working on as we get going around launch. And they really showed that they got the communication down. Like, every week we got an update on the demo. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So that bodes well for the full game. And there are totally a ton of other things you can already do right now to be better prepared for when the game comes out. Like, there's a fan-made skill calculator, so you can already build your class. I will leave a link to that also in the video description. We can of course reset our skills at any time without a cost, but this will save you time in the menu if you already kind of figured out what you want to do. I would also recommend to go back and watch some older Outriders broadcasts on the official Outriders channel. Like, one of them went over the crafting and expeditions, like some cool main game stuff that was not available in the demo. The trophies and achievements are already out, so you can already like check those, so you know what you have to keep in mind while playing. But it seems that most trophies will just unlock if you play the game a ton. A link to the trophies will also be in the video description. Subscribe for way more Outriders coverage. We will be all over the game when it launches, and we'll of course stream it as well. So totally keep it locked for guides, tips and tricks, and way more on Outriders when the game is out. A like on the video would really help me out. You can check out another Outriders video by clicking on the screen. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.